Okay, so the cover's pretty quick. Should go pretty easy. First thing I want to do is we're going to get a brake adjustment handle together. So we're going to take one of our 4mm nuts, stick it in there. We're running a 50mm screw through there, one of the long ones, so we can catch the brake. Maybe I want to have the correct end on here. Okay, so we're just gonna. You want that sucker kind of tight. All right. You can tighten it up again if you have to. Tighten that up. But this is what's going to turn. Put the pressure on the brake. So it's going to go through the hole in the cover like that. And the reason we're using such a long screw is because we have to catch this hole here and catch that nut that we put in there earlier. Now, like I said, I want to run some grease. I'm gonna get a little more grease on this pad here. And I also want to run some grease, like I said earlier. I want to run some grease on the gear here for the pitch. And I'm using that marine grease. That's a blue marine grease. You can get it at Napa or any of the parts stores. It's a really good grease. It'll make for a nice smooth action. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to line up the hole in our brake with the bolt. We're going to get it started. And then we're going to just ease that into place. There's a ridge here that this rides up against, so then we're just going to take and we're going to spin that down. And don't tighten it down yet all the way, because now we have to line up our holes here. And I'm going to take some switch ends here. We're going to use some 3 by 8mm bolts to go right in here. And 3 by 8, we're just going to line those up. Put a little pressure on it. And there's 4 of these on each side. Now, one of the things that I didn't mention, that depending on how much you want to do, you could sand the exterior surface of all this if you wanted to. Sand it, prime it, and then paint it. So if you wanted to have a look that was smoother, because 3D print is going to have the ridges. You're going to have the ridges from the printing. To me, I don't care. It's not a big deal. But if you want to eliminate all that, you could just give this a nice light sand, prime it and print it. There's a lot of websites. If you just look for painting 3D printed stuff, they'll actually go through the process and the procedure and what paints to use. So, and then if I want to use the brake, see, now I can snug up the brake a little bit, and it'll hold all the way down. So now it'll hold down in the down position. But like you've seen before, you're really not going to need the brake, because once the weight of the head is there, the weight of the head is going to pull it down and make it float. So that is the base section done of the collective, and the next thing we're going to do is we are going to wire in that 8-pin mini DIN. Oh, that's going to be fun. Oh, no, before that we do that, we're going to have to put our throw potentiometer in, and then we'll do the 8-pin. See you in a few.